Our guest today is as classy and elegant as he's dashing and dominant.
I wasn't really expecting at that point to be picked in the IPL because I had just come out of an under-19 Asia Cup. I hadn't really played that much senior cricket as well. So when my name came up, I was just walking out of the room. So I heard Royal Challengers Bengaluru and I was like, what? Because I genuinely couldn't believe it. No one stretches and...
Hey, the other day we hit one straight down, yeah. Virat has life partner from the stands cheering for him. Is there anyone who also sits in the stands in RCB matches for you? So what did it mean to an RCB fan to eventually know that you were going to join that dugout and play for that team?
It was in 2019 when the auction happened and I wasn't really expecting at that point to be, picked in the IPL because I just come out of an under-19 Asia Cup and I hadn't really played that much senior cricket as well. So when my name came up, I was just walking out of the room. I was like, anyway, I'm not getting it picked. Why am I even watching it? So at that point when I heard, I could just hear, I was out of the room, so I heard Royal Challengers Bengaluru and I was like, what? Because I genuinely couldn't believe it. Nor did my parents or my family, anyone, what's going on? Because as a young guy who was just gotten into the setup, you wouldn't expect to be in the IPL with all these stars straight away, right? So yeah, it was a very cool experience. The first year especially, I learned a lot. Just being around the setup, just knowing how IPL works. I think that gave me that platform to then, when I eventually played in 2020, to be completely prepared.
So tell me, what was the first experience where you batted with the great man at RCB?
It was an eye-opening experience, I would say, to see...
Were you nervous when you were padding up? Were you thinking about it? How would it be when I'm batting with him?
Because every young cricketer that comes into the IPL in their first couple of years, nets is the most pressure that you'll feel. Especially if you're not someone who's going to play straight away, the net session is where everyone's looking at you, all the eyes are on you. Every single person when you are batting there is looking at you, right? There is that one net where if you're batting, especially with someone like Virat, everyone's looking at that net. And you have someone looking that good on the other end while batting. You have pressure on you to at least be, comparable in terms of being competent to just make sure that you're doing well enough that okay, you belong here. So the first few days were like that for me. I was just very, very nervous, trying to impress people and things like that. But once you watch them train at that highest level, it just makes you want to be there all the time, right? It makes you want to keep working hard, keep doing more time at the nets and things like that. So yeah, the first couple of sessions were like that for me.
I mean, you had access to maybe just seeing Virat and AB discuss a game of cricket. Right? Isn't that? I mean, anyone would just love to be a fly on the wall at that age. Would you sometimes just go keep chatting, guys? I'm not bothering you. Just keep chatting.
Yeah, definitely. I was always around them, just listening. Like I said, for me it was about just observing them and listening to what they're talking about. It wasn't as much as asking them questions or because I didn't know what are the questions to ask at that point because I'm still starting my cricketing career. So I don't have those questions in me yet where I've reached a stage in my career where I've had doubts and I have to ask questions. I'm still just seeing things, right? So for me, it was more important that I observed what they were doing, how they were going about their things and then learn from there.
Fabulous. I mean, your first two seasons, you crossed 400 in both the seasons that you played. And then moving to Rajasthan, then Lucknow, and then back to RCB. And back to RCB the year they say, "Is Saal Cup Namdu." It would have been hard missing out the final. I mean, being injured.
Of course.
But what were some of the feelers that carried on as finally they lifted the trophy?
Like I said, it was such a big relief for everyone associated with the franchise. You could see it in everyone's eyes, everyone's body just felt lighter. And that feeling is very hard to explain. When you have been chasing something so relentlessly for 18 years to, finally have that trophy in your hands and just celebrating with everyone that cares about this franchise so much was really, really special.
Hard missing out on the final? Or were you happy that you contributed so much?
It was about coming to peace with it for sure. Initially, I was very disappointed, very disheartened that something like that could happen. Because it was my first, honestly, major muscular injury that I've been through. So I was still dealing with that and how that happened. but at the same time I'm seeing the team, keep winning games and going to the final. So yeah, but like I just, as a fan, because like when I went to the ground on the final, like when I was sitting in the stands, I was just a fan. Like I wasn't thinking about it as a player or how much I'm missing out on something. I just wanted RCB to win because like I support that franchise, right? So that's all I could care about. So at the end of the day, it was just very, very special to be there.
Well, he's packing the cricket kit, but we're going to unpack a lot of other stuff that goes on in the life of an athlete. Should we start with the gym?
Yes.
Yeah, after that, some nice meal and a bit of a heart-to-heart. We'll get to know Devdutt Padikkal. What's he at? On the inside, you'll get to know too. But first, we'll go to the gym. At the gym with DDP, are you somebody who classifies as a gym rat?
Yes, over the last couple of years, yes, I've really gotten into it a lot more, and I enjoy it every session. Yeah.
But again, even at the gym, how do you break it down during a tournament? Let's say right now the IPL is on. You're probably playing every twice or thrice, maybe in a week.
Yeah.
Recovery is not guaranteed.
Yeah.
So, do the gymming sessions change during a tournament like the IPL?
Yes, it definitely changes. But it's still important that you make sure you're getting that strength session in between games. It's difficult when it's like a one-day break, but when you have 3-4 days, it's important that you get at least one session in.
So, 2 or 3 strength sessions. Who's your favorite gym buddy? Is there one, or do you like working out by yourself?
The most important gym buddy is your trainer. You have to make sure you have a person who can really push you in the right way, because I can, like I said, I can get lazy off the cricket field. So like I need someone to make sure that I'm getting to 8 reps and not stopping at 6.
So what we're doing in this session is, like you said, a trainer is very important for you because you're lazy.
Right.
So when you say make the naughtiest kid the class monitor, so we'll make the laziest person the trainer today. Right. A lot of us pick up a lot of injuries like that. So for everyone watching back home, a couple of important prehab tricks and exercises that can help all of us.
Yes. So generally, for me, I would start with a cycle or a treadmill or something like that.
It's a little gentle warm up.
Yeah, just maybe like 3 minutes to 5 minutes, whatever you feel is enough for you to get ready. So I make sure I do that first. And then I get a yoga mat, get a band. And so the first thing that we have is glute series, basically to make sure your glutes are ready.
Yes, I'm getting one too.
Yes, please.
All these flight travels for this show, I tell you.
So you just get a band right above your knee.
I don't even need a mat, man.
I'll do this side.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the first one. So it's a set of 4 separate exercises. So the first one, you get into this position and you just
clamshells, is it?
Yeah, it's clamshells just with a bit of resistance. So like this is the first one. You do about like maybe 10 reps of this, and then you just straighten your leg, and the same thing again. So you go 10 with this as well, and then you go this way, and then same thing. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good variation.
Yeah. So all of this pretty much works the same few muscles, same core muscles, but like it makes sure that the entire area is properly fired up and ready. And the last one, you just go here, and just the lower half, you just flick it up.
And this is at 90 degrees, right?
Yeah.
At a full 90, and then
and you just flick.
Ooh, wow.
So you do that for both the sides, and so that is your glute stuff done. So you do maybe 2 sets as part of your prehab, and if you are like really trying to work on them for like more muscle building way, you can increase the resistance and do a few more sets, a few more reps based on whatever you want to do. So that is the most important part for me because generally hamstrings and like glutes and stuff like that stem from the lower back area, from your hip area. So glute series is a very important part of that. So for me, there are like two things. So there is glute and there is the next one that we are going to do, which is the hip series. So next we can do that.
Yeah. It's actually a game changer when you realize and start feeling your glutes firing.
Yeah.
And get the form right.
When you get to that 8th rep, 9th rep, that's when you start feeling it properly.
Yeah.
Till then, it's fine. So now for the hip series, we start with this. So you just put it around your ankle and you just feel that resistance till the place where you can not push longer and you just come back. So you just go front, come back.
And you're firing it from your hip because this also looks like something that'll strain your quad.
So it'll
reflexes.
You have to make sure your leg is really straight. Like if you start using your knee, that's when your quads will start getting affected.
Yeah.
But it's important that you keep your leg as straight as possible. Then you are pushing only from your hip. So you can feel it. Like as you start doing it, you can feel you're only going there.
Yeah.
And so that's the front on. Then you turn to your side. And the same thing. You just let it go slowly. You see a lot of these things happen, let's say in Pilates and stuff like that, right? You see like people working on this hip area a lot when they're like using that resistance and they're sliding across. It's like something similar, but it adds to our prehab routine in terms of making sure our hips are like really switched on, because a lot of injuries that happen are due to your back being stiff or not being ready. So even my hamstring injury, we realized that my back used to get stiff a lot. So when I used to get my back released all the time, but then I used to think, okay, that is just my back problem, right? But then when we used to do our like hip flexor mobilization and stuff, you could see that my hips were really tight. And my hips were really tight because of the fact that my back was stiff.
It's all connected.
Yeah. So everything was coming back to my back and my lower like hip and my hamstring then eventually was what gave away because it wasn't able to take all the load because the hip was weak, the back was weak and so on. So I had to make sure that all these things that I do, I'm doing like very consistently, very like, you know, in a very disciplined way, because it's very subtle things. It's a small like part of your entire gym session, but you have to make sure that you are, you know, committing to it every single time. Otherwise, you will end up in that situation again.
But this is also very easy, right? You just got to carry a couple of bands. And I mean, even if you don't have a band, if you just do maybe 5 extra reps of your clamshells, you will feel your glutes.
Definitely.
Do you, when you wake up, because you've got this stiffness thing and, you know, a lot of people, it's just there. And it only goes up with age. Do you do like an animal flow or something, a stretch in the morning, foam roll every day? Do you have a routine or?
Foam rolling is something that I do a lot. I think that's definitely helped me personally. I think it makes a huge difference, foam rolling. I've always enjoyed doing it, and the moment you feel like you have done enough foam rolling and then you do your stretches, I think you stretch a lot better, especially in your back when you just do your you know, sideways opening up. You can hear that tuck 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 on your back, and that relief is unbelievable, right? So that happens if you like foam roll properly. I think that gets better.
That is such a good point from an impact player point of view.
And
also, like, are you somewhere secretly, whenever you're the impact player, do players think that I don't want to be the impact player? I want to be there 40 overs, man.
Yeah, unless you are probably above the age of 35 or 36 or something like that, you'll probably want to be an impact player and you are like, okay, happy with it.
It's a very rude remark, but anyway.
No,
I get it.
You get it, right? Like, because that's, your body naturally is a bit, it gets tired a little bit quicker. But for me as a young cricketer, it feels horrible to like just sit and watch.
So do you tell the coaches that? Do you tell a DK or Andy?
There have been times where like I've genuinely gone up and asked, I want to field in this game. But like it doesn't work that way, like combinations and whatnot. But like it's not really enjoyable. Honestly, I love to field. I love to be out there and contribute, especially on days that your batting doesn't go so well. you want to make sure that you're on the field and contributing in some way, because you believe that is a part of your game that you can offer. So when you take that out, it makes you a very one-dimensional player, right? You're only there for your batting, and they don't see what and all you can bring on the field. And it's not just about fielding, it's about, now that I've played so many years in the IPL, I feel I can contribute to the captain. I can talk about what's happening in the game. I can talk to other players and like give them support in different ways. But the moment you're not on the field, it's very difficult to do that from the outside. So yeah, I definitely would love to be out there on the field.
There you go. At least the intent is there. I'm sure whenever the team can form a combination. Right. These are such good insights, because you know that it probably exists, but to hear it from the horse's mouth is great. Yeah. Okay. What do we do now for the upper body? Shoulders.
So, yes, shoulders. This is the most annoying, I would say. Yeah. So like no matter how short the session, how long the session, the first exercise has to be this. So for me, like you can do it with both hands, but like I prefer to do one hand at a time. So
is this actually how it's done, or is the bench too
the
small
bench
for
is
you?
a little
too short,
small
right?
for me, but like it's fine. Like it doesn't really matter. You can just even stand and do it. Like it's not a problem. So obviously the first one I start with is wide. So you just go.
Oh, you do single arm?
Yeah, I do single arm because it just concentrates more on that particular arm. When you do it with both hands, you tend to like maybe lose out on a little bit on the other hand. Concentrates a lot more on that one hand instead of really splitting that up. So you go with Y first.
And this is going to come exactly here on the rhomboids, right?
Yeah. You have to just make sure that you're really focusing on that, because it's easy to just do it and not think about where it's affecting you. First is Y. So we go finish with that. Then you go for T, which is again a different part of your shoulder, but it can feel like everything is affecting the same part initially, but like the more you do it, the slower you do it, like the more controlled you are. I feel you can really feel which part of the shoulder it really works.
It's almost like mind control. When you talk to the muscle, you almost say, this is the muscle I want to be used. Right. You actually start seeing that happen.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So you finish with Y, if you do your T, then you go with your W, which is probably a little bit more challenging, because you have to really, make sure again, like this is a part of your shoulder that doesn't get worked that much. So even when you're throwing, this probably doesn't get worked as much. But again, you have to just make sure that you are really activating it as much as you can. Because the moment one of these parts of your shoulder goes, everything goes. So you have to make sure everything is together. Yeah. And the last one is L, which is just pretty stock standard. It's the most common thing that everyone does. Obviously, you can do this even with like a TheraBand or like a loop band. But again, it just really makes sure that all parts of your shoulder are really...
I'm going to wrap up this gym session by again asking a very common question. We've seen that with Shubman. He traveled from Australia, he comes back, he goes into practice session. 3 days later, he's out of the test match because of a neck spasm. Sleep patterns, and you can't help it how someone sleeps. Your pillows, you're in different hotels. So just the way you sleep could be your own posture, could be hotel beds, mattresses, pillows. How big a part is that in injury prevention and just an athlete's body?
I think more and more people are like getting switched on to how their bedding has to be. I think I've seen KL carry his own bed.
Carries his own bed?
Yeah, I've seen him carry his own mattress.
Okay. Yeah, inflatable or a thick proper one?
No, it's a proper mattress. So I've seen him do that. I've seen, obviously you can see people carrying their own pillows. That's very common now. So those things are very important, because that most of your day goes in sleeping, right? Like especially during IPLs, most of your day you're just sleeping.
Not for anyone on the set of like an athlete right now. Let me just say that.
But like that's a very important part of an athlete's recovery. Like sleep is one of the most important parts, and now people are starting to get switched on as to making sure that everything is, really comfortable and at the right level. Because at home, you have a certain type of bedding that you have grown up in. You have grown up sleeping on, like the pillows are a certain way, definitely you won't get the same, although most of the hotels have options, right? They have options in terms of the pillows you want, the mattress you want, but still it is very different to what you would be used to at home. So it is very important that you make sure that those things are in place for sure.
Do you carry anything? Pillow, mattress,
No, not yet.
neck pillow?
I've considered.
You're 25,
it.
man.
Yeah. But I've genuinely considered carrying a pillow. Because I think that's the most important part, because your neck really just sinks into these hotel pillows and beds. So like it's important that I like a bit more harder pillow, so that like it rests on top and not sink down. So I might start doing that. You might see me walking around with a pillow.
No, and I can also tell people that it's going to be could be a fancy pillow. I was once struggling with my neck. I'm not naming the trainer. He's again he's a lovely guy, right? He's a cricket trainer. This is during the IPL. And I told him, well, I've got a very stiff neck and I've got pillow issues. He's like, have you tried the goose feather pillow?
Okay.
I'm like, there's a pillow made of goose feathers. He's like, yeah, I'm going to send you the link. He sent me the link. Pillow was for 18,000.
Oh my God.
So my neck became even more stiff. I'm like, dude, 18,000 for a pillow. I ain't got no IPL contract. But yeah, I mean, get your pillow. Go to a normal, room wala banda wo bhar dega bhai. I've got a great setup for you. Coffee, man. We haven't had coffee conversation. Now it's time for heart to heart. Yes. Now that you're fully warmed up and stretched and activated, let's go for my favorite part of the show. You're a barista, man. Before we talk about nutrition and diet, you're a, level 1, level 2? You can operate on an industrial coffee machine?
Yeah, I can use a proper coffee machine. So this started maybe like, I think a year, almost 2 years now. So I used to love coffee throughout my life. And there was a period where I had my gut issues, so I stopped drinking. And then I went to Australia in 2024. And once you go there and you have the coffee there, I don't think there's any going back from that. And from there on, I was like, okay, I am gonna go down that path and I'm gonna make sure that I get the best coffee that I can. And Bangalore in general is a very coffee drinking kind of culture that exists. So so from there on, I just started getting into it, got a proper machine, started making my own coffee there. So yeah, ever since I've been enjoying it, the latte art, everything. Once you get down that route, and obviously even in the Indian team, we had 3-4 guys who were really into it. Obviously,
in the Indian team?
Yeah, we had KL, Dhruv, Prasid. So we had that group where we used to have a machine in the room and we used to, have coffee, sit around, talk. So yeah, so that really helped and everyone just got into that.
Yeah, I mean, it happened for me in Australia. It might have been the same time when I was there, 24-25 series. I had a long gap in Adelaide. So I took a one-day proper barista course. And after that, I try and sound like the biggest coffee connoisseur that there is.
Flavor notes and
roast. And, please stamp this properly. And my shot needs to come out between 18 to 25 seconds. Is the pressure okay? Things we do to sound maybe more than we know. But
sorry, I'm going to start eating.
Please start and look at this beautiful array. We've got some fruits, we've got some scrambled eggs, we've got a nice egg white omelette, or maybe it's not egg white. Because all of us think that when athletes eat, athletes are obviously not going to eat dosa, no, they'll be eating any of this. This is the biggest myth, no?
Yeah, 100%. To be honest, this is the most staple athlete staple you'll see, especially cricketers. Every morning, I'm sure most of us have a dosa, omelette and fruits. And it doesn't change, to be honest. I see different variations of eggs, but apart from that, I think it's pretty staple.
Yeah, easy protein coming in. But it's a dosa that I'm talking a bit about.
Dosa, I think it's just our form of getting some carbs. Because early in the morning, it's very hard to, find the right sources for carbs. We have our gels and drinks that give us direct carbs, but dosa, I guess it's the most simplest way to do it. And as the South Indians, we just enjoy it much more. So I guess that gives us that excuse.
But what you just said actually made me think of Virat, because he had once told me on his food journey that beyond the point he stopped eating for taste. Right? Which I think is one of his greatest sacrifices coming from Delhi.
100%.
Is he still like that? Because I think it said once at someplace in an interview that one entire IPL season he'd gone eating just baked chicken and veggies or something. This is what I'd read. Is he still like that? Obviously not non-vegetarian, but
I don't think he's still like that. But still, obviously, he still takes care of his body very well. You can see that, the levels he's gotten to, and to make sure that he's still at that level after so many years of hard work here. It takes a lot of sacrifice, definitely.
Yeah.
But
have you seen him eat? Like, do you see that discipline? Are there a lot of others? Maybe not you, but maybe a lot of others looking at what he's ordering.
Not really, but like you can see he eats very clean. Obviously, when you have a buffet spread in like an IPL team room or a team dinner, there is everything available, right? Like there is no cutbacks on anything. There is whatever you need, because there are families, there are kids, there are support staff, there are families. So like it's a very like
big fat Indian wedding.
Very varied group of people. So like you have to cater to everyone. So the food is there for everyone, but you can see that he orders something separately for himself that is well made, clean food, good oils and everything like that. So so like that sort of discipline is very hard to achieve, because it's easy to just skip that and just go ahead and eat whatever you want, because that makes you happy, right? But he's still so driven. You can still see that with his food as well.
During the IPL, so you're playing T20, where recovery is very hard. What's your load up like on a match day when you're playing in the evening? And then we'll compare that to what it is when you're playing a test match.
The biggest key is obviously, for me personally, is hydration. More than the food intake, the hydration part plays a big role, and especially IPL happening in a time where it's pretty hot in India. We have to make sure that you are constantly taking in fluids, especially before a game. The day before the game is where it starts. So hydration starts the day before the game. It doesn't start on the day of the game or during the game. So what you do the previous day, the amount of electrolytes you get in, the water you get in, is very important. And they make sure that we are constantly hydrated. They keep sending us electrolytes to the room. They'll just place it outside. So whenever you open the door, there will be electrolytes down there. So you have to just pick up, drink it. Whenever they say, you just keep drinking. Like, because even though you hydrate so well, you can see so many cramps happening the last couple of few games as well. You can see so many people cramping up, and no matter how much you hydrate, it's still probably not going to be enough. So I think that is the biggest key. And I'm someone who cramps a lot. Like I've had that issue throughout my childhood as well, and as I've grown up as well. So more than the food remains pretty standard. Like in terms of what I eat, I have the same few things. Making sure I'm eating enough rice for my carbs, making sure I get that protein from my chicken or grilled chicken and stuff like that. So those things stay standard, but just making sure that you are drinking enough is the key for me.
Obviously, Api, what is in those energy gels and then you have? Do they give you like an instant kick when you have it in between the drinks break or in between an over break if you really need it?
There are a few different types. So we have one which is obviously the electrolyte version that is supposed to like help you get that instant energy and like make sure that you are continuing to push yourself. The second thing is the carbs gel. So the carbs one is more important when you feel like you are fatiguing, you are gonna cramp and things like that. That's when you have the carbs gel, and carbs gives you that instant sort of rejuvenation to like keep your body fresh. So that is the second one. And the third one is the pickle juice that we have. So that is something that I have had to use a lot because of my cramps. So there are like three things like that, and obviously then on top of that you have the electrolytes that you have in those tablets and stuff like that. So like it's a long list of supplements that you have to take to make sure that you are out there completely present for those 40 overs.
Which one's the shittiest in taste?
There's something that we take after the games. So it's a collagen plus something drink. So it's like a gel only. It says cherry, but I don't get any cherry from that.
Well, look at your cheeks with all that collagen. They're still like cherry. They're blossoming.
It tastes horrible. But yeah, like I think that's probably the worst tasting thing that you have to take. That too, you have to take it at like you come back after a game at 1 in the night, and you have to take it then right before you go to bed. It's not enjoyable.
You almost for a second and a half or two sounded like Rahul Bhai there. I've been seeing you and all of that.
All of us in Bangalore probably sound very similar, very like relaxed, calm. I think that's just how it is.
Did you try to imitate his batting style and all of that, I'm guessing?
I don't think so, because
you're a
if
left-hander,
I
of
try to
course.
imitate that now, I think I won't be playing IPL any longer. I'm sure.
I don't know how Rahul Bhai would like to respond to that.
I think he'll also agree, because the cricket has changed a lot.
That is fantastic. Did you enjoy this conversation?
Yes, amazing.
Yeah.
So many things that we don't talk about often, so it was good.
Yeah, we love putting all facets and sides of an athlete to the world that get to just see your batting, but to really know who you are inside that kit. Just the beginning, man. Only 25. Only 25. The world is your oyster.
Right.
And at a lot of places in that oyster, I'll be there with the mic. Or at least try to be. Thank you so much for being candid to us, man.